According to the Washington Post, over 220,000 out of the 40 million bags that were being transported last week by airlines were lost or misplaced. So here's my question for you. Why are you still trying to pack everything in a giant suitcase when you could be packing in a backpack and making your life so much easier? My name's Misty, and you're watching Misty on the Move. My son Jaxon and I and my boyfriend George travel all over the country in these backpacks. We've figured out a way to downsize, even in the winter, to take exactly what we need and not feel like we're wearing the same things over and over again. I'm going to share with you some of my greatest packing tips on how I pack all three of us into individual backpacks that we can carry on each plane with us, and we never really feel like we are going without. In fact, sometimes we feel like we've overpacked. All right, so grab yourself a drink and get ready for some of my pro packing tips as I show you how we've taken more than 8 trips for 5 to 7 days in the spring, summer, and winter in nothing but this backpack. A lot of times you can call ahead and check the hotel or even look at their website to see what kind of amenities they offer. No more are the days that we should be packing our own blow dryer or probably even our own products. I know that a lot of people are sensitive to this, especially because I have been a stylist for the last 25 years. I know what it means to carry professional products or something that is important to you. But when it comes to the chance of losing your bags and ruining your whole vacation so that you can bring full-size products with you, I think that this is an idea that might need to be considered. So either ask your stylist for your specific products and travel sizes that you can put into a quart-size Ziploc bag. That way you can make it through the TSA, or considering shipping ahead to your final destination. So I've ixnayed the blow dryer. I do bring a flat iron. Most hotels do not have flat irons available or a curling iron. So one of those two tools. I also bring travel size hairspray and travel size dry shampoo. Those things are usually not available in a hotel. Unless we're staying at a family or friend's house, I do call ahead and ask them if they have those things to save us the space in our bag. For the ladies, makeup and skincare cannot really be replaced, so I advise that you get sample sizes of those things and use your makeup that is almost out, and that way if you run out, you can just toss it and then you have more room on the way back for things that you might purchase along the way. Speaking of purchasing along the way, I really want to bring up this point. If you are not going to a rural area, which if you are going to a rural area, you probably don't need a lot of things such as makeup and hair products and things along those nature. There is a convenience store or a drugstore on every corner in mainstream America. The things that we use on a regular basis are super easy to find. So if you feel like you do need a full size of, I don't know, Pepto-Bismol because you're afraid you're going to have an upset stomach, instead of packing that in your suitcase, wait until you get to your destination, because I promise you, you're going to need other things in your hotel room, like water or Gatorade or wine or a pair of black socks because you forgot them. And you can usually pick that up at a local corner store. So I'm trying to help you get to the mindset of getting rid of what if I need this, because if you need it, you can probably pick it up somewhere along the way. If you are flying and you are going to pick up a rental car, this makes these tasks even easier. If you're not, there's all kinds of grocery delivery that you can add to a cart and have it shipped to your door services, and a lot of times a hotel concierge service will also take care of some of these things depending on the price point of your hotel. If you are flying internationally, look at a chart to see what in another country would be closest to a product that you particularly are fond of. And that way you already know before you get there and you don't have to do the research. If you're flying internationally right now, I highly suggest that you figure out how to downsize and pack, especially if you're going to be trading planes, because this problem is huge in our country of losing luggage, but in other countries, it's even more drastic. So if you consider that, you'll be buying everything from scratch if you lose it, if you have checked your luggage. So a lot of people will pack in a smaller suitcase thinking that they'll be able to carry it on, and then the plane is oversold and there isn't enough overhead space, and you're on your first plane and they take your suitcase and they check it for you for free, which is nice of them unless they lose your luggage, and then you are starting right back at square one. So you need to be able to have a bag that you can store underneath your seat, which is going to be backpack size. So let's keep working towards that goal. Okay, travel tip number 1 was travel sizes. Tip number 2 is get it when you get there. Number 3 is something that is very important to me, and that is what I call the shoe math. And if you've seen any of my packing videos, you know that I suffer with sore and bad feet. And so I usually have between 3 to 4 pair of shoes with me, even in that backpack, so that I can trade them out as the trip goes on. So you are going to wear your biggest set of shoes, whether that is boots or tennis shoes, on to the plane. I can't stress this enough. That is going to give you all the room that you need in your bag to take care of the rest of your shoes. Then you're going to wrap the rest of your shoes in plastic bags, and that way it does not touch the rest of your clothes. You're also going to use your shoes as packing tools or devices. You can either put your socks and underwear inside of Ziploc bags and shove them in your shoes, which I highly suggest, or you can use them for like extra charging cords or batteries and things like that. That would be loose items otherwise. Okay, let's talk about tip number 4, which is making sure that every item of clothing that you have is versatile and matches everything else. This is very important for being able to pack less. Another tip that I have for you when it comes to clothing is a tip that a friend of mine uses every time she leaves, and that is exactly the opposite of what your mom told you. Never leave your house with a hole in your underwear or in your socks in case you get in an accident. I have a girlfriend, and I have used this tip several times. I can't use it anymore. I don't have any more old underwear or socks. She will bring everything older with her for her undergarments, and she will throw them away as she travels across the country or across Europe. And then when she gets home, she buys new to replace it. So that's a tip that you may or may not want to use. My tip is I bring a pair of clean underwear and a pair of clean socks for every day that I'm gone. And then I will bring 3 different bottoms, a pair of shorts, a pair of pants, a pair of leggings, and a skirt that are all similar in color, either black, jeans, or white, or tan or brown, and then tops that match so that I can interchange. And I make sure that I have a tank top, a short sleeve shirt, a long sleeve shirt, and then a heavier shirt or a jacket in case the weather changes. A scarf. You can bring at least 1 or 2 scarves that'll change any one of your outfits. Always make sure that you have a little jacket, sweater, or a hoodie, something to keep you warm in restaurants or on the airplane, even when it is not winter outside. Speaking of winter or needing to bring a few extra things with you that don't fit in a backpack, if you are flying economy and they are telling you you can only have 1 bag, I always carry my coat or my jacket on. And this is a bonus tip. I always bring a small, flexible drawstring bag or shopping bag with me to collect up any of the extras that I might have that I don't want to have to open my backpack and put in every time, but for the purpose of flying and getting on that plane, it all has to fit inside of my backpack. So a lot of times in our videos, you'll see George or I carrying an extra reusable shopping bag that we can put our coats into. And so that when we get where we're going, if it's warm and we don't need them anymore, we can put them in there because they definitely will not fit in the backpack. Speaking of bonus tips, gallon Ziploc bags or even bigger plastic bags to wrap up anything inside of your bag. And this is whether or not you're going to use a backpack or a suitcase. Recently, I was on an airplane. A girl pulled her backpack from the overhead bin and it was covered in Coca-Cola. Some person had put a drink in their carry-on bag and hadn't sealed it up all the way, and everything in her backpack was wet and ruined. And so that was a reminder to me that I put my white clothes inside of a bag, and sometimes I don't always mention that. I also started wrapping my computer inside of a plastic bag inside of my backpack so that if anybody does have any spills, it doesn't run over into my backpack. Okay, last tip, and this could be the most important for some of you. If you have a scale at home, you need to weigh your backpack. Get on your scale with your backpack and without your backpack, and then know what your limit is to lift on and off of your shoulders, and know what your limit is to lift above your head in case you have to put your backpack in that overhead compartment by yourself. So I'm not unrealistic, and I know that plenty of people are traveling with smaller children or they're leaving for longer periods of time. But there are so many services available for us that we are able to travel in these backpacks. Check your hotel or a friend's house. Make sure they have laundry service. You could always buy something if you need it when you get there. And then don't forget to ask around for travel sizes at all of your local beauty supply places and at your stylists as well. Look, I have several videos on how to pack small, traveling in the summer and the winter. I'm going to connect those playlists down in the description for you. I want you to remember that the most important thing for most of us when we're traveling is that it's for vacation or for fun. And so to try to just remember to have fun and go with the flow, and things are going to get lost or misplaced and flights are going to get delayed, but that could all be part of your story and part of your journey. You haven't taken the time to like and subscribe yet? Well, what are you waiting for? And it lets you know that we put out a brand new video every single Tuesday. We put out bonus videos and shorts occasionally, so make sure you click that little bell so that you are notified when more of our videos come out. I'm also going to make sure that I take pictures every single time that we travel, and you can find those little videos and shorts on YouTube Shorts and on TikTok. So until next time, travel friends, enjoy the journey.